The sky darkened as massive alien ships blocked out the sunlight, casting enormous shadows across New York City. People stopped in their tracks, necks craned upward, watching in a mixture of terror and awe as the metallic vessels hummed with an otherworldly energy. Dr. Una Park stood near the United Nations conference room window, her reflection barely visible against the glass. She watched the ships descend, her hands clasped tightly behind her back. Her colleagues muttered nervously, but she remained calm, her eyes calculating and focused. Kirill Vex, the alien commander, was impossibly tall. Standing nearly 9 feet high, his crystalline exoskeleton reflected light in sharp angular patterns that seemed to cut through the very air around him. His species, the Krelthari, had conquered dozens of planetary systems, and they viewed humanity as nothing more than another potential acquisition. The conference room fell silent when Vex entered. His movements were precise, almost mechanical, each step calculated and deliberate. Behind him, 3 other alien representatives followed, their bodies similar yet distinctly different, each a unique blend of technological augmentation and biological design. "Humans will comply," Vex announced, his voice a deep resonance that seemed to vibrate through the room's walls. "Your technological capabilities are far beneath our civilization's standards. Surrender is your only logical option." Commander Jaewon Kim, standing beside diplomatic representatives, studied the alien carefully. His military training had prepared him for many scenarios, but this was unprecedented. He noticed how Vex's communication seemed more like a statement of fact than a negotiation. Dr. Park stepped forward, her movements controlled and deliberate. She was not intimidated. Years of research in quantum physics had taught her that the universe was far more complex than any single civilization could understand. "We are listening," she said quietly, her English clear and precise. "What are your specific terms?" Vex's crystalline form seemed to shimmer with what might have been amusement. "Terms? There are no terms. Your planet will be integrated into the Krelthari expansion protocol. Your resources, your technology, your population, all will be systematically evaluated and utilized." The room temperature seemed to drop. Diplomatic representatives exchanged worried glances, but Dr. Park and Commander Kim remained steady. "And if we refuse?" Commander Kim asked, his voice calm but firm. Vex's response was immediate. Holographic displays erupted around the room, showing devastating planetary conquests from previous civilizations. Entire worlds reduced to technological harvesting grounds, populations either enslaved or eliminated. "Resistance is mathematically improbable," Vex stated. "We have analyzed your global systems, your military capabilities, your technological infrastructure. They are primitive compared to our capabilities." Dr. Park noticed something in the alien's presentation. Subtle gaps in the holographic data, moments of strategic omission. Her scientific mind began processing, calculating, understanding. The alien delegation expected immediate surrender. They had arrived with complete confidence, viewing humanity as just another species to be catalogued and controlled. What they didn't understand was human unpredictability. What they couldn't comprehend was humanity's capacity for rapid adaptation and unexpected innovation. Commander Kim's hand subtly moved, triggering a communication device. Around the world, specialized research teams and military installations were already being alerted. The first contact was happening and humanity was preparing, not for surrender but for something entirely different. Dr. Park caught Commander Kim's eye. A slight nod passed between them. The aliens thought this was a moment of submission. They were wrong. Outside the conference room, New York City continued its rhythm. People walked, cars moved, life continued, unaware that this moment would change everything. The first contact was not an ending, but a beginning. Kirill Vex continued speaking, detailing the Krelthari's supposed inevitable victory. He did not realize that with every word he was giving humanity time. Time to observe, time to understand, time to prepare. The first contact had begun, and humanity was listening very carefully, deep within the Rocky Mountains and underground. Research facility hummed with quiet intensity. Commander Jaewon Kim moved between advanced computer terminals, his fingers dancing across holographic displays. Scattered monitors showed global communication networks, satellite imagery, and complex mathematical models tracking alien technological signatures. Dr. Yuna Park stood nearby, her attention focused on a quantum interface that looked more like an intricate piece of abstract art than a scientific instrument. Tiny blue energy pulses moved beneath its transparent surface, representing complex computational processes that no standard computer could manage. "They think we're weak," Kim muttered, reviewing classified intelligence reports. The alien Krell-Thari had systematically begun infiltrating global communication systems, probing for vulnerabilities. But what they didn't know was that humanity was already 2 steps ahead. Specialized teams across different research centers were working simultaneously. In Silicon Valley, technology experts were developing adaptive network defense mechanisms. In Tokyo, quantum physicists were designing frequency disruption technologies. In Berlin, military strategists were creating unconventional warfare simulations. A young researcher named Sung Ho approached Commander Kim, holding a digital tablet. "Sir, we've identified potential weaknesses in their communication grid," he reported. His hands were slightly shaking, a mix of excitement and nervousness evident in his voice. The facility was a maze of advanced technology. Prototype weapons lined secure chambers, nanite systems that could potentially reconfigure themselves, adaptive communication devices that could break through alien jamming technologies, and experimental energy weapons that could potentially disrupt alien shield technologies. Dr. Park moved to a large holographic display showing global defense preparations. Red and blue markers indicated potential conflict zones, areas where alien technological infiltration was most aggressive. Her calculations suggested that traditional military strategies would be ineffective against the Krell-Thari's advanced systems. "We need to be unpredictable," she said quietly, more to herself than to anyone else in the room. The aliens had conquered dozens of planetary systems using standard invasion protocols. They expected humanity to respond with conventional military strategies. But humanity was about to prove them wrong. Commander Kim understood the strategy immediately. Instead of direct confrontation, they would use the aliens' overconfidence against them, create false communication channels, design technological traps, make the Krell-Thari believe they were winning while humanity prepared its real defense. Across the facility, researchers worked in synchronized silence. Some developed quantum encryption methods that could potentially scramble alien communication networks. Others designed biological protective suits that could resist unknown alien technological weapons. A secure communication channel blinked. Reports from global military installations showed similar preparatory activities. Naval submarines were being retrofitted with experimental technologies. Air Force squadrons were being trained in completely new combat simulation protocols. "They are watching us," Sung Ho said, pointing to a monitor showing subtle alien surveillance patterns. "But they don't understand what they're seeing." Dr. Park smiled slightly. The Krell-Thari were collecting data, believing they were gathering intelligence. In reality, they were being fed exactly what humanity wanted them to see: a carefully constructed illusion of vulnerability. Commander Kim's communication device vibrated. Encrypted messages from international defense networks confirmed that global preparation was synchronized. No single nation was acting alone. This was a unified human response. The research facility continued its quiet work. Outside, the Rocky Mountain landscape remained unchanged, peaceful, unaware of the technological revolution happening beneath its surface. Snow-covered peaks and dense forests concealed humanity's most advanced defensive preparations. What the Krell-Thari saw as a simple planetary conquest was transforming into something they could never have predicted. Humanity was not preparing to surrender. They were preparing to fight. And their weapon would be something the aliens could never understand: unpredictability. As night fell over the mountain research facility, the blue quantum pulses continued, their complex dance, representing a growing resistance that would soon change everything. The Pacific Ocean churned with an unnatural tension. Massive alien vessels hung above the water, their metallic surfaces reflecting the early morning sunlight, like giant mirrors. Below the surface, something was brewing, a counterattack that would shock the Krelthari beyond their wildest expectations. Commander Jae-won Kim stood on the deck of a modified naval destroyer, his eyes scanning the horizon. Beside him, Dr. Unipark monitored a complex set of quantum communication devices. Their plan was unlike any military strategy in human history. The first wave of alien attack had been calculated. Precision strikes designed to demonstrate technological superiority. But humanity had been watching, learning, preparing. Sung-ho's voice crackled through the communication system. Alien advanced squadrons approaching. Estimated time to contact, 7 minutes. Dr. Park's fingers moved across her quantum interface. Tiny blue energy pulses began to dance, creating complex patterns that looked more like abstract art than a weapon system. Her latest invention was about to be tested, a quantum disruption technology that could potentially scramble alien computational networks. The alien ships moved with mechanical precision. Each vessel was a perfect geometric shape, their movements synchronized like a complex mathematical equation. They expected total submission. They expected fear. They were wrong. The first strike came from unexpected directions. Modified underwater drones, designed to look like simple marine research vehicles, suddenly transformed. Their outer shells split, revealing advanced weapon systems that the Krelthari scanning technologies couldn't predict. Target locked, Commander Kim said quietly. Quantum pulse waves erupted from beneath the ocean surface. The alien ship's shield systems, so advanced in previous conquests, began to flicker. Dr. Park's technology was working, creating computational chaos within their most sophisticated defense mechanisms. Alien commanders watched in confusion. Their tactical systems were experiencing something they had never encountered: complete computational unpredictability. Humanity was not fighting with standard warfare protocols. They were fighting with pure, uncontrolled innovation. Sung-ho monitored the global communication networks. Reports were coming in from multiple defense zones. This was not just a single battle. This was a coordinated global response that the Krelthari could not have anticipated. The sky erupted with energy bursts. Alien vessels began to lose altitude, their perfect geometric shapes breaking apart. They had conquered dozens of planetary systems using the same invasion strategy. But humanity was different. Humanity was adapting in real time. Dr. Park's quantum weapon created localized dimensional rifts. Entire sections of alien computational networks simply disappeared, replaced by mathematical impossibilities. The Krelthari's advanced AI systems couldn't process the rapid changes. Commander Kim watched the battle unfold. This was more than a military engagement. This was a demonstration of human potential. Every unexpected move was a message. We are not your conquest. Alien communication. Channels became filled with confusion. Their language, so precise and calculated, began to break down. They were experiencing something beyond their computational models. True chaos. The Pacific Ocean became a battlefield of technological innovation. Underwater drones, modified satellites, quantum pulse generators. Humanity was fighting with everything they had, and they were winning. As the first alien vessels began to fall, a new understanding was emerging. The Krelthari had made a fundamental mistake. They had viewed humanity as a simple, predictable species. They had underestimated the power of human creativity. Sung-ho's voice broke through the communication system. Alien computational networks are collapsing, multiple defense zones reporting similar results. Dr. Park looked at Commander Kim. No words were needed. They both understood what was happening. This was not just a battle. This was a statement. The sun continued to rise over the Pacific Ocean. Pieces of alien technology fell like metallic rain, and humanity stood ready, having just shown the universe that they were far more than anyone had ever imagined. Near-Earth orbital space transformed into a battlefield, unlike any in human history. Massive battleships moved like complex chess pieces. Humanity's technological innovations creating patterns the Krelthari could never have anticipated. Commander Jae-won Kim's voice echoed across multiple communication channels. "Engage Adaptive Protocol 7, he commanded, his fingers dancing across quantum communication interfaces. Dr. Yuna Park stood in the orbital command center, her eyes tracking multiple holographic displays. Each screen showed different segments of the global offensive, ground operations, naval confrontations, and space battle strategies. The Krelthari had conquered dozens of planetary systems, but they had never encountered a species like humans. Sung Ho monitored global network disruptions. Experimental satellites designed to look like simple communication devices suddenly transformed. Their outer shells split, revealing advanced weapon systems that bypassed alien detection technologies. The first wave of human counterattack was pure computational chaos. Quantum pulse waves erupted across multiple frequencies, creating mathematical impossibilities within alien computational networks. Shield systems that had defeated countless civilizations began to crumble. Alien vessels, once perfect geometric shapes, started to lose structural integrity. Their advanced AI systems couldn't process the rapid technological adaptations humanity was implementing. Every time the Krelthari developed a defensive strategy, humans would introduce a completely unexpected technological approach. In the Pacific Ocean, modified underwater drones continued their assault. Above the atmosphere, experimental space vessels moved with unprecedented maneuverability. Ground-based quantum disruption generators created localized dimensional rifts that confused alien tracking systems. "They don't understand us," Dr. Parker muttered, watching the battle unfold. The Krelthari had approached humanity with complete confidence, believing their technological superiority was absolute. They were discovering how wrong they had been. Commander Kim's strategic innovations became evident. Instead of traditional military confrontation, humanity was fighting with pure innovation, adaptive technologies that could reconfigure themselves in milliseconds, communication networks that could change frequencies faster than alien computational systems could track. Sung Ho's voice crackled through the communication system. "Alien computational networks showing 78% disruption. Multiple defense zones reporting complete system failures." The orbital battle became a demonstration of human potential. Experimental energy weapons created wavelengths that alien shield technologies couldn't comprehend. Quantum entanglement communication systems allowed instantaneous global coordination that defied traditional military communication protocols. Dr. Park's latest technological innovation began to shine. Quantum interface systems that could predict and manipulate alien computational patterns in real time. Each alien attempt to develop a defensive strategy was immediately countered by human technological adaptations. Pieces of alien technology began falling like metallic rain. Their perfect geometric vessels broke apart, revealing complex internal systems that were now completely vulnerable. The Krelthari were experiencing something they had never encountered: complete technological unpredictability. "We are not your conquest," Commander Kim's voice resonated across global communication channels. It was more than a statement. It was a declaration of human potential. The orbital space transformed. What had begun as an alien invasion was now a human offensive. Every technological system, every strategic movement demonstrated humanity's core strength, the ability to adapt, to innovate, to survive. Sung Ho tracked global responses. Military installations across different continents were synchronized, moving with a precision that surprised even the most advanced alien computational systems. This was not just a military engagement. This was a species-wide demonstration of potential. Dr. Park watched the holographic displays, her calculations creating complex patterns that continued to disrupt alien technologies. The Krelthari had made a fundamental mistake. They had viewed humanity as a simple, predictable species. They were wrong. As the battle continued, something became clear. Humanity was not fighting to conquer. Humanity was fighting to survive. And in that survival, they were discovering something far more important: their own incredible potential. The global offensive continued, and with each passing moment, the universe was learning a new truth about human capability. They would not be conquered. They would not be controlled. The Planetary Defense Command Center buzzed with an electricity that went beyond technological power. Kirill Vex, once the most feared alien commander in the galaxy, now stood defeated, his crystalline exoskeleton cracked and fragmented. Dr. Yuna Park walked forward, her steps measured and calm. Behind her, Commander Jaewon Kim and Sung Ho watched carefully, representing humanity's collective strength. The massive holographic displays showed the complete collapse of the Krelthari invasion force. "Surrender is not destruction," Dr. Park stated, her voice clear and precise. "It's an opportunity for understanding." The alien commander's communication systems flickered. Decades of galactic conquests had prepared the Krelthari for many scenarios, but not this. Not a species that could transform technological defeat into a potential path for communication. Vex's computational systems struggled to process human behavior. They had conquered civilizations across multiple star systems, always using the same precise strategy: overwhelming technological superiority, complete submission, total control. Humanity had shattered every single one of those expectations. Commander Kim reviewed the final battle statistics. Global defensive networks had performed beyond any predicted mathematical models. Experimental quantum technologies had created computational disruptions that completely overwhelmed alien systems. Sung Ho monitored global communication channels. Reports were streaming in from every continent: military installations, research centers, civilian networks. The entire human species had responded with a unity that the Krelthari could not comprehend. The planetary defense systems continued to pulse with energy. Experimental satellites, quantum communication networks, and adaptive technological systems demonstrated capabilities that went far beyond traditional military technologies. Dr. Park approached Vex, her scientific mind analyzing every moment. "You underestimated our potential," she said quietly. "Technological superiority means nothing without adaptability." The alien commander's computational systems began to understand the fundamental mistake. Humanity was not a species to be conquered. Humanity was a species that could transform any challenge into an opportunity for growth. Global defensive networks showed complete victory, not through pure destructive power, but through innovative technological adaptation. Every alien weapon system had been countered. Every invasion strategy had been dismantled. Commander Kim's communication device pinged. Reports from different global zones confirmed total alien retreat. Naval forces, ground installations, orbital defense systems, all had performed beyond expectations. Sung Ho watched the holographic displays, his hands moving across quantum interfaces. The battle had become more than a military engagement. It was a demonstration of human potential. The Planetary Defense Command Center represented something more than a military installation. It was a testament to human innovation, resilience, and collective strength. Dr. Park continued her communication with Vex. "We are offering a different path," she explained. "Not destruction, not revenge, an opportunity to understand each other." The alien computational systems struggled. This was not a response they had ever encountered in previous conquests. Humanity was presenting something completely unexpected, a chance for peaceful resolution. Commander Kim understood the deeper strategy. This was not just about winning a battle. This was about demonstrating humanity's true strength, the ability to choose understanding over pure destruction. Vex's fractured communication systems began to process a new possibility. The Krelthari had viewed conquest as the only path. Humanity was showing them another way. The Planetary Defense Command Center remained silent. Holographic displays continued to pulse with energy. The entire human species waited, representing a collective hope for something beyond pure conflict. Dr. Park's final words resonated through the communication systems. "We are not your enemies," she said. "We are potential allies." The alien fleet began its retreat. Massive vessels that had once represented absolute technological superiority now moved with a newfound uncertainty. They had encountered a species that defied every computational model. Humanity had won, not just a battle, but a fundamental understanding of their own incredible potential.